these right wingers have hella channels and hella different shows that spawn off to other shows. Did you know Jillian Michaels was originally a part of this show called Actual Friends? It's featuring Sage Steele, Dave Rubin, Russell Brand, and Jillian Michaels. She was on the first episode, but then she wasn't on another episode after that because she then went over to Her Take with PBD, remember? But we see how that all worked out. But now she's talking about it again, and she's allegedly saying that she's been getting death threats since her walk-off on Her Take. So let's go ahead and get into this video. But first, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. So as I was telling you guys, the show is called Actual Friends. So this is another spin-off panel show, except they do it remotely, right? So again, originally it started with Jillian, Russell, Sage, and Dave. And then Jillian fell off because she went to Her Take. Then they added in Dr. Drew. And then Dr. Drew, I don't know where he is. He disappeared too. And now in this episode, Russell Brand has disappeared because, you know, he got that case coming up in 2026 in June. Yeah, he got that case going on. And so he was saying that he's stressed and he's taking a break. And so now it's back to Jillian, Dave, and Sage. And so now, since she's not on Her Take anymore, she wants to go back to these people. You guys, you can't make this up. So basically, she's going to go over about life after Her Take and how she's been getting death threats. So let's get started, y'all. Here we go.
You and I talked a week or two ago when you had your most, was that your most recent viral or just one of the many viral, the walking off the set?
I think that was my most recent viral, but all transparency, it had been building for a long time.
Where's your proof that $150 million was offered from Bibi Netanyahu?
No, I'm referring.
Where is the proof?
Please do not get any.
No, because I didn't want to cover this, and you guys insisted. And I told you, you cover this, I'm going to rip you apart. Where is the proof?
We're not
that
saying that
Bibi
it happened.
Netanyahu
We're really
offered
not
Charlie
saying that it
$150 million. Where is the proof that that actually
Jillian,
happened?
I just said, according to this guy's reporting, he was offered $150 million.
Okay,
that was
also
corroborated by
Candace.
It was corroborated by Candace, and not only that,
Candace.
by Nick, and also
okay, because that's listen. I like Candace. She has people from his own team have said he has not seen her in years.
And yet last year they were on tour together. Last year they were on tour together.
I don't think that Israel killed him because there's no evidence of that. But I had a problem with Netanyahu exploiting an assassination in this country for his own political means and purposes and lying about the nature of his relationship with Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk didn't like him.
Every time I rewatch this, and I just kind of wanted to replay it again to kind of refresh my memory on it. But every time I rewatch this, I'm all like, I can't stand neither four of these women. Like, they're very annoying. Like Anna, Amy, Lindy Lee, Jillian. I could care less about them. Let's continue.
Netanyahu, just like any warm-blooded American shouldn't. Netanyahu is a bad guy. And he wanted to make it seem like, no, we were all great. We were good. We had a great relationship. Little did we know behind the scenes, there was a lot of pressure towards
ends up
Netanyahu.
being about how do we bash Israel. This is not for me. I am not interested in this.
Okay,
I love
I
you
know.
guys. I'm sorry.
Let's be good. Let's be good about precious Israel. Let the country committing a genocide. Yeah. Okay.
Zero. I think you guys agree. I fundamentally disagree with you about like, every show doing this. I'm sorry.
Cool.
And I had set my boundaries repeatedly. And I was like, you can do this on your own individual platforms. Like, we've discussed this ad nauseum now. I do not want to dig into unfounded conspiracy theories that can breed hate and get people hurt. And then I was misled, by the way, on how it was going to be handled, because it was like, no. You know, we also agree this is unfounded and unsubstantiated. And I thought we were going to present all sides of the story. And when that didn't happen, and then you had Lindy Lee sitting there saying that Max Blumenthal, she thought was a credible source of news, despite the fact that the guy takes money from Iran. I mean, I lost it. And the thing is, I was responsible for that platform. So I did not want to be a party to anything that I thought, quite honestly, was flirting with anti-Semitism for clicks. That's
Okay, let me
how
ask you
I
this.
felt.
And what was the
Here's the thing: for it to be anti-Semitism, like they need to be attacking Jewish people. Criticizing the Israeli government is not the same as attacking, like one is attacking the state or criticizing, let me not use attack, criticizing the state or the country of Israel. Anti-Semitism is actually attacking Jews based on them being Jewish. You know, just because you criticize the United States doesn't mean that you hate Americans. That's basically the equivalency that they're trying to make.
overall feedback that you got from
Oh my God, death threats that I was a genocidal Zionist.
and
It's
did you get
amazing.
support? I'm guessing you got too.
I did.
Pay attention to the negative more is what I have found that I do sometimes. But I'm just gonna tell you because I know it's thousands of messages and DMs and tweets that you don't have time and probably should not go through.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you did what was good for you, what was the best thing for you at that moment. And it's really not that different from Russell Brand at this moment, what he is doing, what all of us have had to do, what Dave Rubin does every single August, which I have
Yeah.
so much respect for, which is to make a commitment, first of all, to do this for his family and doing for yourself, right, as well. And those are things that you need to be in a healthier place. I love
Yeah.
that you did it, Jillian, and I know you've rerun it in your head 100,000 times, as I have with many things in my life as well. But no one can tell you what your boundaries are and what the limits and the lines are. You have to take care of yourself. And I know this is different for you because you are. I mean, a year plus ago when you and I first met on the set of my show when it was still in Los Angeles. I mean,
Yes.
you're completely different as far as where you sit on social media now versus then. So like
I know.
I just want you to be kinder to yourself. I know you've been attacked in many other ways with your previous life as well with Biggest Loser and all that stuff.
She should have stuck with fitness and healthcare. That's what she should have stuck with. Not getting into politics because again, Jillian doesn't know anything. That's the problem. The reason why she walked off that set really was because she was frustrated because she doesn't know how to combat or even debate. That's why.
But like, I don't know. I know that what I'm saying and what I'm doing is something I truly believe in. And I'm taking the time to educate myself. No one educates themselves more than you. And so take solace in that, be confident in that and your why behind it, and screw everybody else. Like literally protect yourself, stand up for what you believe in and walk away. And I don't read all the crap. Like I can't.
You know what it is? I'm 70% Arab. I do have an Ashkenazi Jewish grandmother. I've never been to temple. I was raised without a religion. But in my opinion, anything that breeds hatred amongst people and prejudice and bias that is utterly unfounded is reckless and irresponsible. And I don't want to be a part of it. And I made that clear repeatedly to everyone involved. And I got ambushed with it again, and I was absolutely livid. And it wasn't a debate.
Here's the thing. You go into this political arena, right? Where there's currently a war going on. They're going to talk about it. It's going to come up. You need to be prepared for it, but obviously you were not. And that's the easiest argument to play the victim and then be like, oh, this is anti-Semitism and it has nothing to do with being anti-Semitic at all. You're just faking that. You're creating that issue. That's an issue that was not there. They were strictly talking about the government.
That's the other thing. People are like, you should have debated. Debated what? It's an unfounded conspiracy theory that I just won't participate in. So I don't mean to beat this dead horse, but I got to tell you, I am not sorry. The only thing I'm sorry about is that I stayed as long as I did, and that's it.
Wow.
Because I've been bothered for a long time, and I had made it clear for a long time that I wanted things to change, and nothing ever seemed to change. And that was really the last straw for me. That's
I think
really saw was me
I
being
think
like,
I think it's fairly obvious that their loss is our gain. And
No.
I don't even mean just me and Sage, even though that's pretty obvious that we'll have you around.
But they're not mad at Jillian for leaving after episode 1. Like I said, she was on episode 1 and then she disappeared.
Hear more, but you know, the idea that someone like you, who's the most out of anybody, I think I said this to you on your show last week. I mean, you are the most open-minded, always looking for what your blind spots are, all of those things, and which is very hard to do on camera, right? Because everyone wants to be an expert all the time. The idea that you would be pushed so far that you had to take the mic off and walk off set really shows you like the lunacy of all this. But I'll just say one other thing on this. I'd love your thoughts on this. That one of the things that I think also has kept me sane is if you really think about comments, you know, when you do something and you get all this hate, right? So let's say we put this video up right now and it gets 100,000 views, right? And if a video gets 100,000 views, maybe it gets, I don't know, 1,500 comments. That's, you know, basic. Maybe you get 10% of the people viewing comments. That means that probably 90% around watched and probably thought it was fine or agreed or disagreed or whatever, but then they went about their lives and moved on. But there is a certain type of person that comments. And then we all start thinking that that's...
By the way, the views on this channel sucks. This almost has me thinking like a lot of these right-wingers are bought and paid for and they have bots, because whenever they go on a different platform, just like with Jillian going to her take, Jillian Michaels' actual channel is big, but her take, that was not really getting no views or making any kind of money. Just like this show, you think with having Dave, Jillian, not so much Sage, but you know, at least having those two, this would be bringing in constant views, like bringing in the big numbers, and it's not. I mean, the only reason why why we're talking about it right now is because I'm the one who happened to stumble across this on my algorithm. Other than that, I wouldn't. Shit, I'm not gonna watch this show next week. I'm just gonna tell you the truth.
Certain personality type is exactly what is indicative of the larger society. And when I really was able to like get that into my brain, that the comments, it's not that the comments are not legit. Yes, some of them are just haters, some of them are bots, and some of them are trolls. But also the type of person that comments, and this is not even a commentary on them, but the type of person that is in there commenting is going to be more inclined to do the over-the-top stuff, the angry stuff, et cetera, et cetera. One of the things that I'm most proud of, my guys know this, like the comments on our channel are so positive and on point, and I think that's indicative of what I've tried to create over the years and what we try to create here. And actually, Jillian, I just was watching our interview and because I wanted to see the comment thing, and your channel is very the same. And Sage, I know yours is too, but that's because we've cultivated that, but that's not the way most of the internet works. So long story short, they are what they are. How about that?
And you probably delete comments that are negative.
And you are right, Jillian, right where you are supposed to be. Like that, all that happens for a reason. I hope you don't second guess it. I'm really, you know, spiritual and deep and really looking so deeply at so many things in my life right now. Your journey has been incredible, and ups and downs along the way, all of our journeys.
Oh
And like
my
it takes
God.
that to get you today. Like you can't, I don't want to change anything, even the stuff that was painful back then, right? And so we're so happy that you're here, right where you should have been the whole damn time. P.S. Just saying. Glad that you're back.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys. It means
The fact that they actually like Jillian is sickening to me. Like, I mean, yeah, you can like her, that's your friend or whatever, but the way they're just like, we're just so happy for you to be here. And like, what does she offer? What does she offer? If my fat ass need to lose some weight, which I do, like, you know, I think she can offer some advice. But as far as politically and what's going on in this climate, you can't offer me shit. Like, she doesn't offer anything. And it's not even like she offers like, she does a lot of rage bait. Like, just the stuff that she says is just like, okay. Because again, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's just rambling off talking points. Like, she doesn't know what she's actually saying. This is why she can't have a debate.
the
Cosign.
world. It absolutely does. And sometimes I wonder, and I said to my business partner the other day, I was like, well, my wife just got like 10 more death threats in her DMs. And someone called my son a little Nazi. And I was dropped by CAA's Speakers Bureau and like all these things you go through. And I was like, maybe we should have just endorsed Ozempic and sex changes for kids and wide open borders. Like, we should have just left it. I should have been the poster girl for all of it. And none of this would have happened. But honestly, on my deathbed, I would have regretted it all.
Wait,
So
were
you're
you
right.
dropped by CAA's Speaker Bureau because of this thing that we're talking about right now? Or is that something else?
I was dropped by CAA's Speaker Bureau for saying on CNN that you cannot lay all the evils of the world at the foot of just one race.
That was her previous cancellation, Sage. You might have missed that one.
Yep, very nice.
Mind you, I didn't even know about that. Did you guys know about that she got fired or let go? But I mean, rightfully so, because you literally went around and tried to white-splain slavery and say, oh, well, you know, everybody had slaves and all this. Lady, we're talking about slavery in America. We're not talking about all across the world. And then she tried to use that, only 2% of people had slaves. Yeah, because they included the North and they include the slaves in the population. So yeah, it was only 2%. But of course, she's not talking about the South, which was 20 and 30% owned slaves. Again, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She's just rambling out speaking points. They were right to get rid of your ass.
Next day, I was like, didn't
So
even
are
answer.
you still with CAA for your representation?
No.
Yeah, let me. I did that once too. Let's
yeah.
not.
I left them
that's
too.
Right. Yes.
No. No more.
Wait, that's
Oh my
absolutely hilarious. We've all either voluntarily or not voluntarily left CAA, and we're all doing
Yep.
okay. You know, we all have a roof
Yes.
over our heads.
Lesson learned.
Like, who want to hear y'all speak except probably Turning Point? Not a goddamn person.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyway, I really am glad to be back, guys. I won't hold us up. I know we have a lot to cover.
Well, no, in some sense, this is actually what the real meat of the show is, and then we got to get to some of the issues. So I'm gonna hit two things up top. One of them, I guess, is directly related to cause you to walk off the set, but it's sort of this endless jihad that, of course, this week was the second anniversary of October 7th, and you know there were all sorts of disturbing videos coming out of.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here because they're done talking about the walk off and everything like that. But I just wanted to go ahead and play that for you guys because, like I said, I know not a lot of people had seen it, but Jillian is still going around talking about this whole thing. And then they got this show called Actual Friends, which she ditched for her take, but now she's back and since she's done with her take. And didn't she say she wasn't gonna do any more panel shows? Yeah, that was bullshit. But anyway, you guys, go ahead and hit that like button. As always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I love y'all for being here. And I want to know if maybe Anna or the other lady is going to talk about it and not just re-upload the same video over and over again and try to get the views. Yeah, shout out to TYT. Scammers.